Hello everyone and welcome to Minimalist Gourmet, where today I'll be teaching you how to make an amazing roasted salsa, no grill needed. You won't believe how easy it is to make such a delicious salsa that is just bursting with vibrant flavors. I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. I absolutely love Mexican food, but being a digital nomad who happens to be in northern Thailand right now, let's just say the options are few and far between. It was very easy, however, to source all the ingredients I needed to make this on my own from my local market. I want everyone to be able to enjoy the recipes on this channel, regardless of where you might live or your skill level. There's very little prep in this recipe. We're going to begin by cutting off just the tip of the root end here of our onion. Next, we're going to peel the outer skin off. That's it, that's all the prep you need for the onion. We need to remove the top part of the tomato here where it connects to the stem. I believe this is called a pedicel, if I remember correctly. This is very simple. All we need to do is grab the tip of our knife like this, push it in at a 45-degree angle, and spin the tomato in our hand to remove it. Or, if you don't feel comfortable cutting it in your hand, which is no problem, you can simply sit it down on the cutting board like this and chop it straight down. It's a lot quicker and easier. I'm just making a single batch tonight for dinner, but if you want to, you can double, triple, or even quadruple this recipe without an issue. This will keep in your refrigerator for about 5 to 7 days. Now, normally jalapeños are used for this recipe, but that was the one thing I could not source up here. However, they do have some amazing Thai chilies, and we're going to go ahead and use them. It doesn't matter what kind of chili that you use, they're all going to be processed the same. Start by cutting off the top of the pepper. Next, you're going to lay it down on its side and run your knife down the long ways to open it up, just like a hot dog bun. We'll be removing the seeds and membrane from the interior. Some people think that this is a little bitter. This also contains most of the capsaicin, or the spicy molecule in the pepper. So if you're looking for a more mild salsa, go ahead and remove all of the seeds and the membrane. This is very easy to do. Simply place your open pepper down on the cutting board and place your knife parallel with the cutting board, running it between the membrane and the meat of the flesh. That's it, it pulls right out. You can scrape your knife across the surface to remove any lingering seeds on there. To peel our garlic, we're going to place it on the cutting board, put our knife on top, and then push down firmly. This will separate the paper and allow you to pull it off quite easily. I also like to cut off the root end here just a little bit. I'm not really a big fan of it. You can leave it on if you'd like. I'll be using my electric toaster oven to bake this, so I have everything loaded onto an oven tray. But you can do this on a grill or even over your gas range. I'll leave a link in the description below of my short where I show you how to roast a red bell pepper over a gas range step by step. Whatever method you choose to use, you do need to start by adding a little bit of olive oil and rubbing it all over the surfaces. This will not only add a little bit of flavor, but it's going to help that heat really penetrate into the vegetables so we get that nice roasted charred outside that we're looking for. How long you cook these is totally up to you. You can go from about 5 to 7 minutes for a nice light roast, or you can go up to as high as 15 to 20 minutes for a very, very rich roast that's going to be very smoky. If you do end up cooking this on the longer side, like 15 or 20 minutes, do keep an eye on that garlic. You can always pull it out sooner than the other vegetables if necessary. You definitely don't want that to burn, otherwise it's going to taste awful. I like a lighter char on mine, so I'm going to put it in the oven underneath the broiler for about 8 or 9 minutes. While that's cooking, let's tackle our last couple ingredients, starting with a bunch of cilantro. When processing this, watch out because there are these real thick stems here at the base, and these are quite woody, so I like to avoid putting these into the salsa. I like to go for the thinner branches and the leaves only. Simply pluck off the tender stems and leaves and set them aside, no need to even cut them. Of course, no self-respecting salsa would be complete without some lime juice. Remember, whenever you're going to juice any sort of citrus fruit like a lemon, lime, or orange, put it down on your cutting board or counter and press down firmly while rolling back and forth. This will help break up the interior a little bit and make it a lot easier to render out more juice. If you don't have a juicer like this, don't worry, you can easily use the back of a fork or even just squeeze it through your hand so that you can catch any seeds that fall out. After about 9 minutes in my oven, this is what my vegetables look like. This is great for me. As I said, I like a little bit lighter medium roast on my vegetables for this recipe, but you can easily go to be twice as dark. Again, it's totally up to you. I like to give everything a feel just to make sure that it's done to my liking. I'm looking for something that isn't extraordinarily soft, has a little bit of tooth left to it, but I don't want it to be raw either. This feels good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. Now, we're going to load all of our roasted vegetables directly into the carafe of our blender. You don't have to wait until it's cooled down. To this, we're going to add all of our spices and flavorings. We're going to start with a little bit of salt, followed by some ground black pepper, and of course, a bit of cumin. Our lime juice goes in, followed by our last ingredient, the cilantro. As always, there's a recipe in the description below, so definitely go down and check that out for all of the quantities of each of the ingredients. While you're down there, maybe consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Finally, we need to pulse this in the blender or a food processor until it's as smooth as you want it. Again, this is totally dependent on you. You can go from very chunky to silky smooth or anywhere in between, depending on what you like to eat. I go for a slightly smooth texture, but definitely like a little bit of chunks. The smoky flavor of this salsa goes with so many foods, but still my favorite is over a couple of eggs. And guys, it really is just that easy to make this delicious Mexican style salsa at home tonight, no matter where you call home. And if you've watched this far, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time. Definitely check out the video up here on the screen. I think you'd like it if you did like this video. I really hope to see each and every one of you here again next week on the next episode of Minimalist Gourmet.